When making thumbnails, most of us focus solely on click-through rate. We think that if our thumbnails attract more clicks, then that's our job done. But the truth is, the importance of thumbnails goes far beyond those initial clicks and getting a good conversion rate. In reality, your thumbnails have a huge influence on audience retention too. And this is the reason why even YouTube show viewer duration instead of click-through rate when you test thumbnails. The link between viewer retention and thumbnails is something that many creators, including myself, have completely overlooked. Yep, your audience retention issues might not be down to your editing or your scripting being bad, but that your thumbnail is just slightly off. One small change to the way that you approach making thumbnails that takes literally no extra time at all could be the tweak that your videos need to blow up. So in this video, I'll tell you why audience retention is affected so much by your thumbnails and how to ensure that this isn't the reason why viewers leave your videos early. When we make content in the beginning, we often have the mindset of more views equals more success. And whilst that might be slightly true, this isn't the best mindset to have when you're making thumbnails and titles. Whilst whacking Mr. Beast on one of your thumbnails might get you a lot of views, and yes, I'm a culprit of this, doing so will likely ruin your audience retention if he isn't the main focus of your video and isn't in a significant amount of the video's runtime. Because your thumbnails don't just serve the purpose of getting people onto your video, but also keeping them there. With your packaging, thumbnails and titles, you give viewers a perception of what you're going to deliver in the video. And how well your video navigates through these expectations is greatly important. Even the slightest deviation from this viewer expectation can dissatisfy viewers and make them leave early. For example, if you make a video on building muscle and you decide to package it around how to look like The Rock, with The Rock in the thumbnail and in the title, if you now just talk about weightlifting with little to no reference of The Rock, or maybe just include him in like one section, viewers are going to watch for like 30 to 60 seconds and then dip. Even if your video is great and in theory would help you get closer to his physique. I actually made this mistake a lot when I had my own fitness channel, like with this video, and even very recently on this channel with this video. And on these occasions, it reflected a lot in the video's analytics. So make sure you try and avoid slightly misleading viewers or clickbaiting them before you have their trust. This doesn't mean that you have to completely give away everything that's going to happen in your video, because that's also a bad idea, but just think more about what you would expect from your video if you were clicking on it. Would you have felt misled, and would you have continued watching? And how do you make sure that your packaging helps your videos blow up instead of stunting them? The first point that might initially feel a bit backwards is making your thumbnail and title before you've scripted or filmed your video. This will make it clear to you what expectations your packaging brings. You will almost see your video from the perspective of your viewers, and it will help you build up your content from this starting expectation. One trick I often use is writing out 3 or 4 questions that I would expect to be answered if I was clicking on my video, and then ensuring that my script answered the majority of these questions and even some extra ones. This slight shift in focus and order of making content might seem insignificant, but I saw a big improvement in audience retention for videos I did this for in comparison to ones I didn't. This way, your thumbnail helps your content instead of holding it back, and it helps bring the right people into your video that are going to stay until the end. Because like my example, if you've got a big name on the front of your thumbnail, it's very likely that a lot of them are just clicking on it because it's their favorite creator or something, and not for what you can offer. Although, even if you use the techniques in this video, it isn't guaranteed that your videos are going to blow up straight away. As when you first start making videos, it will be very hard to get any views or attention. But don't worry, this is completely normal, and it's actually needed. To see why, watch this video right here. And if you want any extra assistance in making videos, just go to our website down below. Peace.